into week 2 of the Joey Wright Show on Urbana Public Television. I am Joey Wright. After a little controversy over some comments Ricardo Vargas made last week, I do want to throw out a little disclaimer. I'm not responsible for what my guests say on the program. And speaking of guests, looks like we're going to have Abram Washington and Ricardo Vargas join us for week 2 of this fine program. And it'll be a good show. I've got an MLB review, preview sort of deal lined up. Gonna, review standings, throw in my predictions for the playoffs, World Series, all that. Gonna review some apps. That'll be fun. Farmers Market. Have a little Farmers Market suggestion. Nice little suggestion. I've thought about it all week. I like that. So that'll be interesting. And, of course, the opening monologue. So let's get this rolling right off the bat. A man at the World Series of Poker entered the wrong event and won $81,000. Talk about luck. I only wish Ricardo Vargas was that lucky getting girls. Police in Missouri were called to the scene of what they were told was a plane crash, only to find a man washing his monster truck. The truck, with 2 jet engines, is capable of going 376 miles per hour. That is the monster truck equivalent of an overpowered banshee from the depths of hell. 2 Texas girls last week were told to shut down their lemonade stand because they lacked a permit. The police officer who told them to shut down the lemonade stand was probably bored because he didn't have any real crimes to attend to and decided to go hate on some little girls. A woman in South Florida last week was arrested when she inexplicably called police to tell them she was getting ripped off in a drug deal. She was apparently under the influence of many drugs when she made that phone call to tell the police that she was involved in a drug deal. ESPN is venturing into covering esports. Esports, professional video gaming, if you will. It's playing games, video games, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, all that for sports for money, professionally. Esports, they don't have an injury report. They have a weekly grounded from the computer report, and they're making all that money playing video games professionally. They can share all that money with the girlfriends that they don't have. Oh, these note cards are they're wild today, going everywhere. Video games, I like video games myself. I'm an avid video game. Not professionally, obviously. I don't take it that far. I don't understand why anyone would, but I'm a member of an online NASCAR racing league on my Xbox 360. I'm the commissioner of that league and had the first race of the 3rd season of competition, our Daytona 500 the other night. This one guy, he got mad because he got wrecked with 2 to go, so he just parks his car right on the track and tries to start wrecking people. It's like, what are you doing? It's a cheap shot. All right, well, we got a great program lined up for you today. Abram Washington, Ricardo Vargas might just swing on by later on, and I'm going to talk baseball, talk some apps. I'll review some applications from my phone, recommend them to you, and it'll be a great show. Stay with us. And welcome back to the Joey Wright Show. Let's talk some baseball. Now, I'm going to give a little recap of the season so far, some new developments, old developments. Going to have a healthy mix. And then I'm going to give my predictions for the MLB postseason and World Series and all that. It'll be fun. Here we go. We're going to start with the American League East. Tampa Bay currently leads that division by 1 game over the New York Yankees. The Toronto Blue Jays 2 games out, and then Baltimore and Boston. Boston, 9 games out in last place. They've disappointed a lot of people, including myself. Going into the season, I thought they would be better. But they've got Dustin Pedroia dropping fly balls, and it's just all bad for Boston right now. They are not the team that people thought they would be. And I do expect them to turn it around to an extent before the season ends, but I don't think that they're going to turn it around enough to contend in the American League East. Baltimore, I don't really see as a serious threat. I do think Toronto is going to win the division. They're red hot right now, offense firing on all cylinders. And Tampa Bay, I expect them to kind of fade a little bit as we get to the end of the season, as well as New York. I'm going to move on to the American League Central now. Kansas City leads that division by 2.5 games over the Minnesota Twins. The Detroit Tigers are in third, 3 games out, and Cleveland and Chicago 7 and 8 games out, respectively. They are not factors, in my opinion. I do expect Kansas City to win the division. They're going to have a good amount of all-stars. More on that in just a few minutes. But Minnesota, I don't see as a serious threat. They had a great start to the season, but they're slowly fading out of the spotlight. They've been on a recent cold streak, and they've lost the division lead. They had the division lead a week or two ago, but now they've lost it. Obviously, they're 2 games out. And Detroit, I think Detroit and Kansas City are going to battle it out. It's going to be close, but I do think that Kansas City is going to win the division. American League West, Houston, Texas, Los Angeles, Seattle, and Oakland. I don't think anyone expected what we have in the American League West right now. Houston leading the division by 2.5 games over the Texas Rangers and the Seattle Mariners, a team that I thought, to be honest, I thought the Mariners were going to be one of the better teams in this division heading into the year, and they're currently 7.5 games out. They've surprised me. I thought they would have been up at contending for the division lead at this point, but they're not. Same thing with the Angels to a certain extent. They're 4.5 games out. Going into the season, I thought it was the Mariners and the Angels in this division. I thought Houston would have improved over where they were last year. I knew Texas was going to be better, but currently it's Texas and Houston in the top 2. And from what I've seen from Texas, these last few weeks, they are turning it on. They're firing on all cylinders, and it's going to be between Houston and Texas, in my opinion, for this division. But I think Houston's going to fade late in the year, and I think Texas, they're going to use. They got some youth, some experience. They acquired Josh Hamilton not too long ago from the Angels, and he's done great things. So I think Texas is going to win the division. I think Houston could very well be a wild card team, and Seattle, they could get back in it and surprise some people as well. But I like Texas in that division. And my 2 wild cards for the American League, Houston and Detroit. I think Houston, as I said, they're going to be a wild card team. And the American League Central, whoever loses that division, whoever finishes in second is still going to be a pretty good team. And I just don't see the American League East as a strong enough division to where they could produce a wild card team as well. Moving on to the National League, the National League East. Now, I'm more of an American League guy myself, I'm not going to lie, but the National League, obviously, they have many good teams. The Cardinals, I think, are Cardinals are a very good team. I'm going to put them in my World Series, most likely. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Interesting development with the Cardinals. We'll get to that when we get to the Central, but moving back to the National League East, which is where I was originally, you've got the Mets, the Nationals, the Braves, the Marlins, and the Phillies. And the Mets currently leading the division by a game and a half over the Nationals. Braves are in third, 3.5 games out. Miami and Philadelphia probably, Philadelphia does have the worst record in Major League Baseball. They're in fifth, 13 games out. But I do think Washington's going to win this division. New York, great start to the year. Surprised a lot of people. Although I figured they would have improved and started contending by now. But they surprised a lot of people with the amazing start they had to the year. But I think the Nationals, Bryce Harper, he's having a great campaign so far. And I think he's going to carry the Nationals to a National League East championship. The Mets have great pitching, great young pitching. Old pitching, too, and Bartolo Colon, he's still getting it done. at his advanced age, but he's I just don't see the Mets with enough to win the National League East. I think Washington is going to win the division. Now, I still think the Mets have a chance to be a wild card team, no doubt, but I think the Nationals are going to win the division. And the Miami Marlins, they're fourth, 7 games out as of, obviously, filming. And I thought they were going to be a lot better than they are. They signed Giancarlo Stanton to a major league record, massive contract in the offseason, and it's just not materializing for them. They fired their manager, hired their general manager to be the new manager, Dan Jennings, and they are just a dysfunctional ball club that I do not see contending for the National League East this season. Moving on to the Central, St. Louis, record of 42-21. They're leading the division right now, 6 games up over the Pirates, 7 games up over the Cubs, and 14 games up over the Reds. The Milwaukee's not a factor. Now, an interesting development today, the Cardinals being investigated by the FBI. Allegations of hacking into the Houston Astros database and such like that. I don't know enough about the story currently to really comment on it, but if those allegations are proved true, it would be funny in its own twisted sort of way. One of the winningest teams in baseball over the last 3 years, hacking into the losingest team in Major League Baseball over the last 3 to 4 years. But again, story just broke today, and I don't know enough about it at this time to really comment on it. So, I can't really talk about that too much. But allegations aside, it's obvious that St. Louis is going to win this division unless something, terrible goes wrong late in the year. And Chicago, I like what Chicago's doing. I don't think they're going to be quite good enough to really contend for the World Series this year. They might be a wild card team, that's a possibility, but you got to look out for other teams such as San Diego, San Francisco, Pittsburgh, and so I'm not sure, but I do think the whoever finishes second in this division is going to be a wild card team. I'm not sure if the Cubs will finish second. Moving on to the National League West, the Dodgers up 3.5 games over the Giants, and I think the Dodgers are going to win this division. I don't see much doubt there. The Giants in second, they could be a wild card team. Arizona in third. San Diego's in fourth. They fired their manager Bud Black yesterday on Monday, and Colorado, they sit in fifth. But the Dodgers are going to win this division. I don't see much doubt there. The Giants, I think, they're a pretty good team. So I think that they could be a wild card team. I thought San Diego was going to be better than where they are now, 2 games under 500, 6 games out. If they can turn it on, I think they can be a wild card team. But they've fired their manager. I don't see really them being a serious threat this season. Now maybe next season potentially, but I mean, there's obviously some turmoil going on in the clubhouse now. I just don't see them contending. So to recap, for the American League, I've got the Blue Jays winning the East, the Royals winning the Central, and the Rangers winning the West. Wild card teams Houston and Detroit. For the National League, I got Washington in the East, St. Louis in the Central, and the Dodgers in the West. Wild card teams, the Pirates and the Giants. Excuse me, I just can't talk today. And the Cubs, they'll contend next year. I just don't think they're going to have enough down the stretch this season. Moving on to the playoffs, I'm just going to skip right to the World Series. I've got the Cardinals and the American League. American League is a toss-up. I think. I got to think about that one actually. I do want to say that the Royals are going to get back there if they can make the playoffs. They just have more experience than other teams like the Blue Jays. They haven't made the playoffs in a good long while. The Rangers, I just don't. I'm not sure if they have quite enough to make it that far. The Astros, they most certainly don't have playoff experience. And the Tigers really the only threat I can see for the Royals, if the Tigers are in fact a wild card team. But I like the Royals and the Cardinals in the World Series. Good rematch. Good rematch of the '85 series. And yeah, I mean it could go either way. I think the Cardinals, they'll be hungry for another World Series title, and I think the Royals, they'll be hungry for a World Series title of their own, obviously. So that could go either way. That could go either way. I do want to pick the Royals to win that World Series. 5 games. Royals in 5 over the Cardinals. That's my World Series pick this year. Obviously, it's only June right now, so that could really go wrong, and you know, it could be vastly incorrect. But you know, that's my prediction. I'm sticking to it. Back to the Royals All-Star Game fiasco. Latest fan vote results for the All-Star Game. Royals have 8 All-Stars. Only non-Royal in the starting lineup is going to be Mike Trout if things persist this way, and that's just stupid. That is just the MLB. You know, Major League Baseball needs to do something about that. I mean, 8 Royals in the All-Star Game. It's a little excessive. So that's my take on that. And that about does it for the MLB discussion. We're going to bring in Ricardo Vargas after the break, talk farmers market with him, and we'll find something to talk about with Abram. And also I'm going to try to review some apps if we have time. That's coming up on the Joey Wright Show. Stay with us. All right, here in the studio with Ricardo Vargas. And Ricardo, on the program for the second week in a row. It's got to be quite an honor.
Oh, thank you, Joe, for having me. I love coming on the show. Love talking to you.
And
I just love chit-chatting.
Man, and today we're going to talk about the farmers market. I had a little idea, and you know, I thought you'd like this suggestion. You know, so I brought you in, and I'm going to talk a little about the farmers market. Now, last week I made a comment on the program that the farmers market starts too early. I didn't come out and say that. I didn't, you know, but it was implied, and you know that's not entirely true. You know, most people are very content with the time the farmers market starts at, including myself. You know, once I get all woken up, you know, get a nice cup of Joe, maybe
good old cup of Joe. Can't go wrong with that.
No, you can't. Or soda. I like soda as well. Caffeine. I mean, hey, it's all caffeine.
Hey,
it's
a little H2O.
Little H2O.
Little H2O.
Man,
you can't go wrong with little H2O. I'll just gulp that down. Oh,
Hey, you said gulp it down.
Man, that was a good gulp.
Man, it was a good gulp. I'll finish it off later. But back to the topic at hand. Some say it starts too early. And, you know, once you get woken up, though, it's fine. But I did have an idea. Afternoon farmers market. Started about 2 o'clock, ended about 7.
Something to do in the afternoon, you know, something.
And this is what I had in mind. Picture this scenario, you know, little family of 4, we'll say. You know, husband, wife, 7-year-old, 5-year-olds. They're just you know, not too old, not too young. And they, you know, they'll wake up, they get you a nice Saturday breakfast, and then, you know, bacon, eggs. I mean, it's up to them. I'm not going to tell them what they're eating.
Right,
right. But, you know, they get a nice Saturday breakfast as a family, and then they go out, they see a nice family comedy, you know, a nice noon showing of a nice family comedy at the movie theater, and then they're like, what are we to do with the rest of the day? You know, because it's already like 2 o'clock.
Right,
you know,
right.
so maybe they go grab a bite to eat, you know, get some ice cream, and they're like, well, it's 3 o'clock, you know, we still have a little time to fill before we should head on home. So you know what they do? They go to the afternoon farmers market. They get some nice fresh veggies, fresh meats.
Because you need that. You need that in life.
They get, you know, maybe some arts and crafts, but you know they get that fresh food, and they come home. You know, and it's 3:30, 4 o'clock, it's about time to start making a nice dinner. And they use those fresh veggies, fresh meats, you know. They use those things to make a nice dinner. As a family, they gather around the dinner table. Rather, you know, they eat that nice meal, hand-cooked from care and compassion.
Love.
And then they, you know, they eat the dinner, you know, they all love it. And then they watch a nice TV show as a family, and then the kids scurry on off to slumber.
Slumber.
8
hours of sleep.
8 hours of sleep.
A little more.
Well, I mean, because at that age, you know, they got to get a little more sleep, because I think it's like 12 hours. For
Right,
them,
yeah,
you know, so
yeah, that's
so
true, that's
by that
true.
time, it's already getting time for their bedtimes, and, you know, husband and wife watch a nice, maybe they'll watch another movie, you know, together, and you know, and you head off to bed. And then, hey, you wake up next morning, it's Sunday, and they just go about their Sunday routine.
You know, that's a great idea. You need to make that pitch.
I do.
You do, because, man, early in the morning, it's hot. You know, in the afternoon, it's...
I mean, I think that's the opposite of...
No, but like, you know, you're just hanging into like 7. You know, people could go at like 5-ish, you know. The sun is...
Yeah. Well, I mean, and maybe, like, I think, you know, if you do something like that, I mean, you keep the farmer's market as it is for the summer months, but, you know, obviously I'm a vendor, you know, for the farmer's market. I sell soap with my mother. You know, and for the summer it's fine. You know, you wake up, but once you get into like October, I mean, it's very cold in the morning.
It's
like,
chilly. It's chilly. Like, I won't go.
Man, and so you know, you move it to 2 o'clock. You know, somewhere around there. And
I like
go
it.
to
I
about
like
7.
it.
I mean, it's still gonna be brisk, but I mean, you know,
Brisk,
50
like
or something. I mean, it's not unbearable. You know,
Right,
you get
right.
you a nice jacket or
Not too bad, you know.
no, you know, nothing. Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Nice.
That's a great idea. I gotta go to the market. I
Yeah.
haven't been there this year.
Yeah. You'll see me.
I'll see you.
see
Maybe
me.
buy some soap.
Some soap
You never know.
from the Wright soapery. You know, you plenty of. I mean, the farmers market. You know, in no way was this suggestion. You know, any bash at the farmers market, because it really is a great event for this city of Urbana. You know, week in, week out. It's the people you meet at those things, people you see.
The connections you make.
Ooh, man, it is so true. It is so true.
And the fresh goodies you can get there.
Oh yeah, I mean, you go to Walmart or some big box store like that. I mean, sure, you're getting a quality product from a store like that. Your Walmart's, Target's, Myers, but I mean, you're not making that deep connection.
And speaking of that, I bought a mango from Walmart, and I ate it right before I came here, and it was just bad. It was just bad. Like, I'm expecting something nice, you know, a good mango, but I couldn't get it.
Man.
And like, come on, Walmart. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to pull here?
Trying to pull some mango stunts.
You know, you should be ashamed of yourself, Walmart. Give me good mangoes. Give me good fruits. I like fruits.
If you're gonna buy a mango from somewhere, you better buy it from the farmer's market, or it may go bad. That was a bad pun.
Hey man, it's all right. It's all right. I think I'm just gonna go down to South America to get me some mangoes.
I mean, hey, that's where they have the mango, nice tropical climate.
Go back home.
You know, if I ever get a fruit from down south of the border in Mexico, Central America, South America, I want a guava. I've heard of those. I've never had one.
Hey, go ahead and try it. Go ahead and try it.
Hey.
You know, I love fruits. They're such a good snack. You know, it's better than having chips or something. Well, there's nothing wrong with chips. I had some hot Cheetos yesterday.
Man.
I haven't had those in a long time, and I inhaled those things.
Man.
Man, I just bam, 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 bam.
Man, they are some. I mean, hot chips I'm not a huge fan of, because it's like, I want to enjoy the flavor. And I mean, the flavor is good, but I mean, it just gets so hot. And yeah.
I feel where you're coming from, Joe.
Yeah. And then, like, hot chips, you know, trying to put out the fire, you can't drink soda because the fizz
Oh,
it
that's
just
just
makes
terrible.
it worse.
That's just
It's like
terrible.
It's like that's the same with any spicy food. Like, you eat a spicy food, like maybe some hot salsa, try to put out the fire with a nice drink of your soda, and carbonation just makes it worse.
It's terrible.
Man, it
You
is.
guys drink some water.
I'm going to finish it off.
Go. Do
we
it for the
go.
kids. Do it for America. Oh.
Still
Wow.
going.
Still going.
We did it.
Going.
We got through it.
Oh my goodness.
Finish it off.
Only on the Joey Wright show.
I wasn't going to do it, Ricardo, but you said do it for the kids, do it for America. And I was like, I just got to finish it off.
Man, what man?
Man, Abram. All right, well, Ricardo, on that note, thank you for joining us on the Joey Wright Show for the second week in a row. And, feel free to call into the studio.
Hey, I'll call in. Just let me know. And
just for future shows.
I'll be more than happy. I'll be more than happy.
Well, all right, Ricardo.
But thanks, Joey. I wish you the best,
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
All right, and good luck, I'm moving on to college.
Dirty old Parkland, man.
Yeah,
Gotta love
patient.
it. Gotta love it.
All right, Ricardo. Well, we'll see you.
All right. Thanks, man. Hey,
right.
say hi to the family for me.
I will. You too. Welcome back to the Joey Wright Show. Here with Abram Washington. We're gonna play a little game, Abram.
All right.
Ricardo, he's still in the studio with us. He's off camera, and we're gonna call this like rapid fire discussions. He's gonna give us some random topics. We don't know what he's gonna give us. We've only got about 4.5 minutes at this point. So Ricardo,
go.
give us some topics.
Bring 'em.
Hillary Clinton.
Oh, Hillary Clinton
Running for president, right?
Man, Hillary Clinton. I was just thinking about this last night. I kind of wanted to win the election because there might be some good Saturday Night Live sketches with Hillary Clinton involved.
She is running for president. Why is she running for president? Why? Next.
Abram questions it. Ricardo, what do you got?
LeBron's hairline.
LeBron.
Man.
He needs to go bald.
Man.
That man needs to go just bald because his hairline is up to here.
LeBron's hairline is receding.
Receding.
It is like it used to be high tide. Now it's coming back to low tide. And
Ameren, Illinois.
Ameren, Illinois.
Ameren. Isn't that like electricity?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're an electricity company. They provide the great people of Illinois with electricity.
Yes, that is awesome.
Overpriced chocolate.
Man,
Those Hershey's $2 in the vending machine.
Man, those,
that's expensive.
man. Fannie Mae chocolate was like,
Oh my gosh.
Man,
$100.
Best M&M flavor.
ooh.
Chocolate.
I like the crispy M&Ms. Crispy M&Ms. I didn't like the birthday cake M&Ms.
Yeah. Oh, those are disgusting.
I gotta go with crispy M&Ms.
Global warming.
Ooh,
I,
it is a topic that we have to
I'm
fight.
speechless.
We need to do something about global warming.
Second hour speech.
Sec-
Last semester.
Second hour speech was awesome.
That was a fun
That
class.
was the best class in
Man.
history of high school for
Man,
me.
I enjoyed that class thoroughly.
Pickles.
Pickles.
Pickles
oh,
are
wow.
decent on hamburgers, cheeseburgers, or whatever.
Drugs. Smuggled into America.
Ooh, that is
They need to go. The drugs need to go back. Bye bye.
that is a hot button issue. That is a hot button issue. That we need to fight.
Nike or Under Armour.
Nike. Well, Nike and Under Armour is nice. Under Armour is light because Maryland wears the Under Armour for football. Their uniforms, and it's light. Nike. Oh man, but they're both nice.
I gotta go with Nike.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nike.
I gotta go with Nike though. I mean, I like both of them, but I gotta go with Nike.
Yeah.
Cops.
Cops.
There's some good cops and there's some bad cops.
The cop who shut down the lemonade stand of the two Texas girls I mentioned in the monologue. That guy was kind of bogus.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
How much is that all? Is that all the time we have, Ricardo?
A
Or?
little few more minutes.
girls,
Women.
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 Good answer. Women.
Is that a question or an answer? He said.
No, seriously. Women.
I don't know,
Really?
man. I mean, we like them. We like them.
I suppose
We like them.
true. I mean,
Next,
Big cities versus small towns.
ooh,
big cities. I'd rather be in a small town where everybody knows me
Yeah.
than a big city where one person knows me.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. I like big cities. No, I like small towns, but kind of with that big city feel.
Yeah.
Like the University of Illinois, that kind of gives Champaign-Urbana that. It's like a small town with a big city vibe.
Best restaurant in Champaign-Urbana.
I got to go with Oishi or Silver Creek,
I don't know.
in my opinion.
Favorite gas station.
Ooh, I like the Circle K coming off the highway,
Yep.
coming off exit 184, right by my house. Only because, mostly because it's in walking distance, but that is a nice Circle K on Cunningham.
Yeah, well,
Not the one by
there's
Toro Loco, but
there's
the one
are a
close.
lot of gas stations that I like. But Circle K,
Hobbies.
Hobbies.
basketball, golf, soccer, relaxation.
I like
watching
golf.
TV.
Just kind of playing video games, but
Yeah.
not obviously I have a strong disdain for professional video games, but just kind of relaxing,
Yeah.
playing video games, and
Bryant Martin.
He does not like that guy.
I do not much care for him.
But it's all good, man. There's people that we're gonna hate, people that we don't like, people
I
that
don't
we
hate
don't
him. I mean,
like.
I'm not.
We're gonna have half and half.
And last one, Sacagawea. Fast.
Sacagawea, bye.
And that about does it for this edition of the Joey Wright Show. Big thanks to all the viewers at home for tuning in, making the last episode so successful, and for tuning into this one as well. Next week, I give you guarantee we're going to book some different guests. Nothing against those two yahoos, but we're gonna book some different guests, mix it up a little, and produce an everlasting episode of the Joey Wright Show. But for now, I'm Joey Wright. I'd like to thank Ricardo, Vargas, Abram, Washington, Jason Liggett behind the camera for helping out. See you next week. You stay safe, America.